If you will keep moving forward, you'll come into a new chapter, a chapter of victory, a chapter of restoration. Danny got stuck on that negative page for a while, but he told how one day he put his foot down and he said, I refuse to let this disappointment ruin the rest of my life. He started moving forward. God began to open up new doors. Today, Danny has a successful career in the music industry. Not only that, he started a charity to help families that are struggling, named after his wife, called Sophia's Heart. What am I saying? God never ends on a negative. Just because a company let you go, or a spouse walked out, or a loved one died, doesn't mean it's the end. God has a new beginning. If you'll do like Danny and shake off the bitterness and shake off the self-pity and start moving forward, then you will see God begin to open new doors and bring new opportunities and new people. There are amazing victories still in your future. Well, you say, Joel, what about Danny's wife? She ended in defeat. She died at a young age. No, when you go to heaven, that's not defeat. That's the ultimate victory. You're going to a place where there's no sorrow, no pain, no heartache. You won't be in heaven 2 seconds before you realize it's the greatest victory of your life. I heard about this elderly lady. She was in her final days, very close to death. And she called her pastor to come to her home to talk about the funeral. She gave instructions about what songs she wanted sung, what passages she wanted read. Her final request was to be buried with a fork in her hand. He said, a fork? Why a fork? And she explained how at the church dinners and other social functions, after the main course was served, somebody would always come by and say, keep your fork. That meant dessert was coming. Chocolate cake, apple pie. When people heard, keep your fork, they knew the best part of the meal was on the way. Couldn't wait to see what they were going to get. She said to the pastor, when people see me laying there with a fork in my hand, they'll know I can't wait to get where I'm going. See, when you have the right perspective, you realize even in death, if you know the Lord, it's not ending on a negative. That's God taking you to a flourishing finish. Think about Joseph. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, put in prison. Yet Joseph never got bitter, never blamed God, never gave up on his dreams. Why? He understood this principle. He knew all was not well, so it couldn't be the end. He just kept being his best, doing the right thing when it was hard. In the end, God not only promoted him, put him in charge over all of Egypt, God vindicated him. The brothers that betrayed him came back and bowed low before him. That's a flourishing finish. As a young man, David was anointed by the prophet Samuel to be the next king of Israel. Over the next few years, David was very loyal to the present king at that time, King Saul. David did him nothing but good, yet Saul hated David. He was jealous of him, chased him all through the wilderness. David had to live on the run, fearing for his life. He could have thought, Samuel doesn't know what he's talking about. Never going to be the king. No, David knew all was not well, so it couldn't be the end. He just kept being his best, staying on the high road, and one day he saw the promise come to pass. You may have circumstances right now that could easily talk you out of what